Peace and blessings. Happy Sunday. I am excited because the Spiritual Love Masterclass starts in just a bit. I was just sitting here kind of getting ready for that and wanted to come talk to you all while I'm in the process. So this month has been really eye-opening and insightful to me in so many different ways. The closer that it gets to my birthday is on Friday, and I'm not really doing anything for my birthday. I really have like everything that I want for the most part. The only thing that I really would like to have, hi Aziz, is a heart chakra singing bowl, and I'm pretty sure that I will get one, if not by my birthday, soon after. So I'm not really too pressed for that. But it's just there has definitely been like a falling away and rebirth even in my own life as I look back over a lot of the forgiveness work that I've been doing, going deeper with spiritual love. I have really stepped up my own like self-love and self-care practices. And it's just to like a point where like I feel like everything has been stripped away and the only thing that's left is me. And it's a really beautiful place to be in because even though, yeah, there has been some like, I'm not really worried about what other people say, there was still a lot of ego in play. And I don't think that ever stops. I think that like as I progress, I'm just learning different ways to silence it and kind of how to integrate all of this stuff together. But it's really beautiful because I truly feel that I have just come into who I am. And that's kind of like the message I was talking about the other day, how like regardless if someone is, celebrating with you or if they're not, like still being okay, like being okay with or without, someone else, being able to tell me good job, say you're doing something awesome. And like, I'm so grateful to be in that space. And I know there was this, some quote that I saw somewhere that's like, after 40, you stop, caring what other people think or something like that. And maybe that is true. I'm not 40 yet, but I'm getting close. And I'm so glad because I'm older and I'm wiser and I'm still beautiful. And there's so much life left to be lived. And I think, humbling is a really great word. And I actually pulled that card yesterday. I pulled humility as like the word for the week. And it's so funny that you mentioned that because I wanted to touch on that too, because being a light worker or being, in the spiritual community, a lot of people lack like humility. And even though, people are like, I'm this spiritual person and I'm helping people, there's so much shame that's like, finger pointing like, oh, well, you're not doing it this way, so you're wrong. And well, you're eating this, so you're a horrible person. There's so much of that that goes on. And so when I pulled the card yesterday that talked about like, being humble and having humility, it's realizing too that it's okay. People are where they're supposed to be. And we don't have to pass judgment on them. So that's part of like being humble in a way, is knowing that, yes, this is where I am, but I don't have to put anyone else down for not being in this exact place. And it's realizing too that everyone has their own path and their own journey to walk. One of the things that comes up with coaching is like, someone might be in like a relationship or job or whatever it is, and it's super toxic, but they want to work on that. And so it's not my job to tell them like, no, you need to leave, you need to do this, no, my job is to support them and give them the tools and resources to navigate their life's journey, like whatever that may be. And I think I'm applying that to myself now. Whereas before, like I'm so giving and open-hearted, it's always like focused on other people. Lately, it's been a very direct inward focus. And I think part of that came because I was sick for a while. I'm still a little congested, but it's like not that bad. Hopefully it'll all be gone because I still hear myself like sounding nasally. But you know, I couldn't do anything. So I was just there like with myself, and I had a lot of time to reflect. So, around this time, because it is my birthday, I do a lot of like reflection, a lot of like goal planning, and just life forecasting, like really getting clear on what it is that my heart desires. And it's just to be myself. So I was thinking like, okay, what do I want for my birthday? What do I want to do? Like, and I haven't really celebrated my birthday in a while. I think the last time like I went out and did something to celebrate my birthday was at least 5 or so years ago. But I'm okay with not celebrating it. And I used to feel bad, like, I don't ever do anything for my birthday. And everybody else has like, all these friends. But I don't want that. Like, I just want like me. Like, I just want to be able to show up as like my full self, as loving and kind with the utmost like respect for myself. And to me, I think that's like the greatest gift of all. And I feel like I got to a point where it's like all the work that I've been doing, all of the lessons that I've been learning, the situations, the reading, the studying, the lighting of candles, the tarot card readings, the Reiki, and all of that. And I feel like I'm like just really coming in to who I am without, the pain, the guilt, the embarrassment of stuff. And even like with my family, I've talked about before, like they don't really understand what I'm doing. They don't necessarily like support what I'm doing. And that's okay. They don't have to. It's like I no longer need that. The only thing that I need is myself. And just to continue putting myself in the position to win, putting myself in the position to show up and just be myself. Because when I can do that, that's when I'm most effective. And it just feels really, really good. I cannot remember the last time that I really felt like this clear and this, I don't know. It's just, there's been a shift for sure. And like the closer it gets to my birthday, it's like this strength that I'm taking on, not so much as like I don't even know how to explain it, but it's overwhelming in a really beautiful way. And I just feel like I've integrated these lessons, and now everything is just coming together. And that's why I sent one of my mentors an email, like saying how I felt like I was truly blossoming into like my purpose. And it's just an amazing feeling. So a lot of this kind of started anchoring in for me too when I like started getting clear on self-care. So I've been talking a little bit more about health and wellness in the group, because I truly believe that like for us to be healthy, happy, whole, and complete, it takes a holistic approach. And that's like mental, emotional, physical, spiritual, financial, all of that kind of has to be like in alignment, or at least in a positive balance. But for me, one of the areas that had kind of fallen off, I felt like was like my health and my wellness. Like I'm not generally like a sick person. I am in general good health. But after having my last daughter, who's now 3, there were a lot of changes in my body that I wasn't planning on going through again. My oldest daughter will be 16. So there was like a huge gap, and it like really reset my life and my body. And then there were so many other issues that I was going through and dealing with at the time: toxic work environment, closing out relationships, just so much. And then even like starting this business. So it was like, I felt like, all the talk about self-love, and yeah, I love myself, but I was not really truly showing up for myself. Um, and so I feel like now that I am being more diligent with like my health and wellness. So like I do yoga and things like that, but still like simple things like taking a vitamin, making sure I'm drinking like a lot more water. Water is like a really important element for me. Um, and before, like I was drinking like 96 ounces of water a day. I kind of fell off from that. And it's just like all these little pieces, like once I started putting them back together, everything just clicked. And like I just feel so different, like inside and out. Like when I look at myself, I don't know, I feel really different. And I think it's really beautiful. And I can't wait to see what else unfolds for me. One of the birthday traditions that I do is a birthday reading. And so, however many years old I am, I pull that many cards. Plus, I go through and I pull a card to get a message from every deck that I have. And I've got over 100 decks now, so that's like a whole process, but I really love doing it. When did I do it? I think I first did that last year, and it really helped to guide me and set the tone for like the year. So I'm excited to see what message the cards has for me. So I just wanted to share some of those insights. And like when we do the work on ourselves, it really does wonders. It truly does. And to be able, like I can see it when I work with other people, but I think and other people see it in me. And I was telling one of my sisters that I was working with, like, I don't see it. And, we are mirrors of each other. So she's like reflecting back on me. So like when I talk to her, everything is like super high vibe and just radiant and just all this divine co-creative energy. And then sometimes it's like being able to realize that, yes, like that is me. And that's just really beautiful. Sometimes it's hard to see our own light. So we have to surround ourselves with, oh, thank you so much. So we have to surround ourselves with people who will reflect that back to us. And that can be challenging when maybe we aren't in the most supportive of environments. Maybe our friends don't really understand us or can't provide that reflection. So maybe what they mirror back is shadow stuff. And I'll probably talk more about this a little bit later. But even in those times, because I've had to deal with that a lot, like being able to, and I think that's probably what's helped me like elevate as well, is like having to deal with so much negativity all in like this small span of time. Like I had to unpack so many different things and like start integrating different pieces and exploring pieces and parts of me that I thought maybe didn't fit, and just realizing that every step in the journey of my life has gotten me to this point. And the more that I stand on those things, the more that I talk about those things and show up, the more authentic I am, the more happy I am. And the more those things just become a part of me. And it's not like something that needs to be hidden or something that needs to be ashamed of. And oftentimes that's what we do. Like we feel embarrassed or we feel ashamed, like we have to hide these things. Like, no, just show up and be you. And so that is like the message that is really hitting in for me. And it's like, I feel like I've known this because I talk about it, but it's like it's inside me, like just really rooted and integrated into me in this deep, amazing way. I have never felt more like confident and secure and complete in myself than I have like this month, and specifically within these last few days. Like I think as soon as Libra season hit, and I think that was yesterday, it was just like, I don't know, it was just like this super transition that happened. And I said that before, like I know like I was just getting a lot of messages and just different insights. And it's like, as soon as, Libra season hit, here came the autumn equinox, there was this huge shift that has taken place. And I'm looking forward, because there's going to be more shifting. So I'm really looking forward to, wherever this is going to go, and being able to really show up as a spiritual love coach and have a profound impact on the life of other people through like the healing work that I do, the coaching, the readings, the events, like all of that. I am so excited and just ready to keep shining all the way through 2019. So last night I was up, and I don't know, hang on, let me see if I can grab my notes. I was up late and I was working on some things. So I know we had really started talking about forgiveness, and then that kind of got derailed a little bit. So one of the things that I want to do for the rest of the year is really start going back to forgiveness and going back through the forgiveness challenge, doing more content around forgiveness. I think I talked about before that the course, something weird happened, and so a lot of the content got deleted. So I'm going to be recreating the forgiveness course and releasing that. The tentative date is on one of these pieces of paper. Okay, hold on, here it is. Yeah, so by the end of October, I want to have it finished. There's so many good things that like I've been planning and wanting to do. So in addition to like the forgiveness course, I want to, I'm working on putting together these little ritual kits. There are going to be a few different ones, and one will be for forgiveness. It'll include like the essential oil blends that I create and different yummy things. I'm trying to find someone to create some journals for me, because I want to include like a journal and a cute pen. So yeah, like I got big things planned, and I'm really, really excited. I was considering getting rid of the podcast, but people really listen to it. And that just floors me. I don't check the stats on it that often. And it's not as like, I guess, professional as other people's podcasts might be. Like I don't really have like a set routine or schedule with it. But that is something that I want to focus on going forward. So I do want to know, what do you want to hear on the podcast if you listen? Some of the things that I was considering talking about was like judgment and let's see. Oh, thank you, Z's. Have a good evening. Or good day, since you're just waking up. But talking about judgment and how to really shift visual perception. And that kind of goes into a lot of other things as far as stuff that we're seeing like in society. And kind of what spurred that was I heard there was this tweet where this guy was talking about if a woman wants his respect or for him to take her seriously, then she needs to dress a certain type of way. So I was like, we need to talk about this. But yeah, so those are just some of the things that I have planned. And then one of the big things I want to do also was like, and I did this last year, but I wanted to do a end of the year release so that we can all go into 2018 with a fresh slate and clear of the things that happened in 2018, so we can go into 2019 with a fresh slate, a fresh perspective, and ready to conquer the year. But that's it. I really just came on here to waste time a little bit and just share some of my birthday insights and let you know what was coming up, some of the things that I'm working on behind the scenes. I hope that you'll join me on the masterclass. If you have not registered, it is spirituallovemasterclass.com. I'm about to go hop over there now and get things started. So I will see you there. Peace.